sure what's going on here. 2 days ago, I was looking at our Arlo camera over here and saw this, and there was even a small little cluster on that hive. And I watched it for a little bit, came down, took a look at it, and go, I really don't know. It doesn't look like a swarm, it looks like a beard. And then I watched them all just go, okay, we're going back, went back in. And then yesterday, came out again, took a look, it's like, and they're back. And then I sort of watched the camera all night long. I'm gonna check in this morning with it. And they pretty much were here all night. So I'm gonna treat them like a swarm. And I'm gonna put them in a Nook box and see what happens. And if they stay, then I'll come back a little bit later this afternoon and take a peek and see if there's a queen in there. Okay, so I've got a double screen on this. Logic tells me they came out of the bottom and came up. But I've been in the bottom recently when I put the double screen on and there were no swarm cells, but there were a couple super seizure cells, but she's not old enough to be that. So I'm really not sure, but we're gonna find out together. So here we go. Grab the old Nook box and take this over and see what the heck is going on with this. So my plan is to take the Nook box, hold the Nook box with one hand, take this cardboard and just slide them underneath it to get them in here. Now if I can get my knee up high enough and I can get this here, I can lodge that. Okay, let's just slide these guys like this. I'm concerned if there's a queen in there that she gets crushed underneath this. If I can get this box up close enough, I can get these guys to just crawl right in. Check that out. So they're crawling in. And some are crawling out. So I'm going to help them decide to crawl in by doing this. Don't want to crush. I'll get my cardboard back out again. Let's get up underneath these guys again. Now let's see if I can get anybody to march. Not really crawling as I thought they would. I'm really wondering what the attraction is underneath. I gotta tell you, I've never been in this kind of situation before. I don't even know what to make of it. I don't know if there's a queen under there. I'm just not sure what they're doing. I'm looking for a queen as I'm doing this. And I got all these guys over here fanning. See, I'm looking for a walk. I'm looking for the bees to start walking in. And I've got some of that going on here on the right hand side, and then they're not. So interestingly enough, these all look like fairly young bees too. I'm not quite sure what. So for now, I'm going to set this down here. See if I can get you guys to go in. And see if I can get more of you on the cover here. And just keep putting you in. Okay. So I'm going to take this cover off and see if we can figure out what's going on and get these guys to hopefully go in. I'm looking for a march. I'm getting some. Okay, I'm going to gently coax you guys in because I don't have the time or energy for this. Now I want to see what's going on in this front. I'm looking for any sign of a queen. Nope, just festooning bees. What are you guys doing here? Nope, no queen in there. So now I'm just going to coax you guys back in here. Hopefully. So I can get a cover on and get underneath them and just move them up. Move them in. That's a... No, I thought it was a drone. It's not. That is... Nope, not the queen. I just don't know if there's a queen in this. This is just a very interesting, different situation. They don't seem to be wanting to go too much down in. I hate to smoke them, but I'm going to have to just to get them, I think, into this box. I'm going to try and grab you guys without pinching any bees. Kind of thought some of you would go back into the hive. Okay, I am going to smoke you down. That's cool enough, I don't need a lot. I just need to coax them back down in there. See, I do not think there's a queen in here. Because if there was, they would be moving down. I am seeing some fanning though, so yeah, I'm really confused by this. Very, very confused by this. But hey, that's what makes beekeeping just a heck of a lot of fun. Because every day it's a, what the heck was that about? I can get them all the way off there. I can get my top on without squishing too many. I'm going to put this top back on and see if, you know, if I put it far enough on and far enough back. And I'm going to put this Nook box on top and see what happens. Now this is kind of interesting because they're fanning up here. So you only fan if there's pheromone. And they are fanning. They are all fanning. Look at that. So, okay, so there's something going on in this box. Something going on. Well, as I said, I'm going to give this thing probably until this afternoon. I may even give it tonight and let them sit in there and do their thing. The eclipse is tomorrow, so I highly doubt I'm going to be able to get back out here until probably the afternoon to see what's going on. But, you know, we'll keep watching it, keep seeing what's going on. Well, just had one of my hives swarm, even though I put everything on to double screens. It's just kind of the year we're having. They're going kaboom. But this is going to give me a good chance. I'm going to go grab them real quick because it's a real easy catch. But I'm going to use this Propola wax dipped hive. So what's important, I think you can see it, is it's in the sun, and especially on the sides here. So this inside has been scratched, and the scratches will simulate, the objective is it simulates the inside of a tree, and the bees will then come back and propolize the entire inside of this box. At least that's the theory. So this is a pretty big swarm. I'm going to put them directly into this box, and we're going to see how it goes. So I'll follow it throughout the summer as they build up. We'll take a peek inside and see what it's looking like. Should be pretty cool. We're off. Well, the swarm's over there. We'll see it in a second. But what I need to do first, I want to make sure that there isn't a queen in this box that we got this morning. So I'm going to take a quick peek in here and see if I can find a queen. Nothing there. Looking for a queen. I have a feeling this is a priest swarm. So these guys are going to end up going into that other box. Yeah, you're going to get shook. Just making sure. Oh great, we got rain coming. I'm going to do this pretty quick. It's kind of a heavy box. Now I got to get back into this mess that I always swear I'm going to clean up. And haven't. So I can stumble my way through it with a box full of bees. Okay, see how simple this is going to be? First things first is to get that stick of bees, but they're through the fence. I believe that's from the last time I did this. You guys get in there quick. Okay, now watch how easy peasy this is. So I'm simply going to put the box underneath like this and watch. Mostly they'll just climb in. I'm going to let them get going first. Okay, now I'm going to give them a shake. See how they climb it? You just fall back down into the box. Because the queen's in the box. They're going to go in the box. In they go, like good little soldiers. You know, I never get tired of watching this. And it seems freaky, but it's not. They're at their calmest because they have nothing to defend. They're chock full of honey right now because they don't know when they're going to eat next. Getting tired of holding you. Just sit over here for a second. And what we're looking for is exactly what you see right here. They're fanning. They're all fanning. Basically telling everybody, hey, come on over here. This is where we're at now. I'm going to actually take these over and put them on the hive stand. So now Dave is going to try to get over there without tripping. Because that really tends to make bees a little pissy. Any of the bees that are left over there will simply fly back into their old hive. So nobody gets lost. Nobody has an issue. Well, at least I made it that far without falling. Okay. Now watch this. Remember the bees from this morning? Yep, we're all going to go back into this hive because it smells right. Is that fascinating or what? I love that. They know her smell. They're all over it, and they can smell next door. They're coming into it too. So I'm not going to waste the time doing this. I'm going to shake them out. These guys will find their way back. Okay, so there's a lot of bees coming back to that. I'm going to run over where we're going to hopefully get in before this rain comes. I'm going to take this Nook box over and shake those bees that are on the tree that came back into this box. Look at them go. Okay, don't worry, I'll get you there. And I'm gonna go get the rest of those that are in the tree. Get these damn vines out of here. I'm gonna get this branch in the box all the way. Look at that. Okay, just a shake. They're all gonna go in before they all get out, and we'll run over here. And I'm just gonna let them walk in. So I don't need to shake them anymore. I'll just let them walk. Well, they may not. Now they're all fanning. Oh my God, look at that. How cool is that? I've never seen that many fanning that way. Amazing. Okay. I'm going to have to shake them because I don't want them. And down they go. I'm going to move this whole box over a little bit to the edge. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to leave you here. I've got room for a couple more hives here. So now what I'm going to do is put the inner cover on. I'm worried about this rain. So I normally would leave this open a bit to attract more. But again, I'm concerned. Okay, I'm gonna have everybody pause for a minute because I forgot a box to put on the top of this. Yeah, well, a little bit of jump here, but the old bees have propolized this inner ring. I want to put that jar of syrup right there on top of this hive to give them some food because it just gives them a kickstart. But since they've tried to close off that big hole, I got to get this propolis out of here. And now we got thunderstorms coming in. Ain't that cool? Give them back the propolis. And okay. So we're going to put you guys in here. Okay. Got a storm coming, so we're going to keep you safe, keep you happy. I'm going to take this propolis here. We'll give it back to you there. Take this jar, undo it. And then this jar is feed. It goes on top of the bees, plugs up that hole. And then I take a honey super, empty of course, and I put that on top because that keeps it safe. Then I put a top on, and then I've got to put a block of wood underneath this hive because the hive stand isn't even. Okay, I'm gonna need another block of wood. This will work perfect. Put it underneath. Let's get their top back on. They'll glue that down. I'm gonna do one more shake over here. Yeah, just a handful. They'll find their way back. But I'm more concerned about me getting my ass inside before the storm comes. Okay, everybody out. I know I'm not being gentle, but I got things to do. You guys are happy. We're gonna, again, just one more pop on the ground and put these frames in. And we're gonna call it first hive of the year, April 7th. That's crazy early. You hear me say this phrase a few times, but the old timers say a swarm in May is worth a load of hay, which I think is supposed to be like a really good thing because you want an early swarm. A swarm in June is worth a silver spoon, but a swarm in July isn't worth a fly. And why? It's because in July it's pretty late in the year. At the end of a dearth, it's hard for them to collect enough food for winter. I think y'all hear that storm coming in. We are out of here. Our job here is done. I gotta get rid of this thing. It's driving me crazy. Oh, bees are coming and going. So that's a swarm. Finish this up by saying, you probably saw rain coming in, looking ugly, things were nasty. And let's get this thing closed up and get them going and get them moving. They're doing good. They're acting exactly like they should. They've got foragers bringing back food and everything that they should be doing. So I'm pretty excited about it. If you see, I've got a white honey super on top of it. Actually, that's where I'm feeding at. And they checked it this morning, and they've gone through about 3/4 of 2-to-1 sugar water that I put on. That's a pretty heavy and healthy, but the reason I did the 2-to-1 was because it's what I had mixed left over from winter. So you just use what you've got. I hated to waste it. Basically what I do is I fill my jars, my quart jars, when they're hot, and I put a cap on them, and it basically cans them, and so it stays good for the longest time. So that's a 2-to-1. I got a 1-to-1 in there. We're going to check that in a few minutes. So I'm going to change that out, but there we go. They're doing good. I'm happy about it.